President and CEO of the Memorial and Museum, Kerry Watkins, talking to us live, talking about this idea of it just being more of a condensed service today, but very respectful. The governor will be there, as well as Senator James Langford, Mayor David Holt, but again, no speeches. And, you know, it's really appropriate that it's a beautiful spring morning, really kind of just like it was 31 years ago, yes, as we look at the grounds and the reflecting pool there, and you can see the trees over where the chairs are reflecting down on the water. The crowd is already gathering, and we're just really a few moments away from the ceremony beginning today.
So many people have asked, wow, did they realize that the Thunder playoff game would be on such an important day? And the Thunder very aware and honored to play on such a special day.
There is a big tie between the two communities of the Thunder basketball program and the Oklahoma City Memorial and what happened here 30 years ago. And as you look live, just very serene this morning, calm, no winds, just a beautiful little chill in the air. And the ceremony is about to get underway in just a moment. And then at 9:02, the 168 seconds of silence, that will be led by Laura Pyatt. She was actually in the Journal Record Building, which is that really where the museum is, over on the left side of your screen. That was part of the Journal Record Building 31 years ago. And she was pregnant at the time.
Oh, wow.
And survived, and so she'll be leading part of that ceremony this morning as well.
Such an important day, and we have to continue to tell that story because there's so many people now who've been born after this tragedy that you have to share the story to continue to honor those victims from that fateful day 31 years ago.
168 of our friends, neighbors, loved ones lost their lives that day. 6 children were miraculously rescued from the America's Kids Daycare Center, but 19 children lost their lives that fateful day. And you see all the mementos. Families come and they can place any type of memento. The memorial puts the roses there on each chair. There's 9 layers there for the 9 levels of the building, and 1 chair representing each person who died. And then over on the far right side, alone standing, is a chair for Nurse Rebecca Anderson. She came down to the facility and she wanted to help, and she was actually killed in the rescue effort. So there is kind of a lone standing chair there for the nurse Rebecca Anderson.
It's about 48 degrees out at the ceremony today, so we are seeing some folks kind of bundled up. And Kerry Watkins, the president and CEO, says a lot of the family members, Robin, are getting older, and so they're saying bring your jacket, take your time, because they want to make sure that they are thinking of those friends and family and loved ones that are coming out to the ceremony.
And we were just talking about, you know, when you watch people walk by the reflecting pool, and it is such a, if you've not been there, even just the grounds outside, you can tell it's a holy place, that it's such a serene place and a place of healing. As we look at the gates of time, you know, the gates of time are a very strong symbol. 901, a life of innocence. The reflecting pool is where the grounds were. The 903 changed forever, and that really is kind of the 2 pillars that surround this sacred ground here in Oklahoma City.
Absolutely. As we zoom into the 903 gates of time, it's such a beautifully well thought out memorial. That's always the comments that tourists say, families say, as we zoom in right there to 903. And this should be getting started any moment now. And we, of course, are always bringing you special coverage of this day.
You know, it's kind of interesting how many people will be here, and then we'll have Thunder up in the park, down at Scissortail Park, getting ready for the playoff game. That'll be 2:30. So downtown Oklahoma City is going to be filled with hope and excitement and remembrance today. And I just love the way the city does it, embracing both ends of this.
They said a remembrance of life in the morning and a celebration of life in the afternoon. Oklahoma can handle it. They've navigated that. We have the Oklahoma Standard that was born from that aftermath of the tragedy. And gosh, just a beautiful day to start this ceremony.
And we will be back here actually next Sunday for the Oklahoma City Memorial Marathon, the Run to Remember. 25,000 people have signed up, really from around the world. Will be converging. In fact, where that gate is at the lower part of your screen, the 903 gate, that is the start line for the Memorial Marathon. So every runner who comes and does part of the race will begin their journey right outside the gates of time here. And we are getting ready for the 31st anniversary celebration and remembrance ceremony.
Just to kind of explain a little bit about how the ceremony will unfold, the chairman of the National Memorial and Museum Board of Trustees, Chris Fleming, will welcome everyone. Then we'll have singer-songwriter Blessing Offer providing the music for the ceremony. As Robin mentioned, survivor Laura Pyatt will then lead the 168 seconds of silence. And you'll see Chris Fleming kind of pop in, pop out, just weaving through the ceremony. But really, it's a focus on reading the names and the moment of silence, and just a condensed version to really focus on why we're here today.
All right, it should begin in any moment. And if we can just take a look at some of the pictures from our crews. We're the pool camera for the event today, News 9 is. And you can see that everyone just kind of gathers on the grounds. That's on the north side of the memorial. There's the gates of time. The bagpipes getting ready to begin, and they'll make their way around that reflecting pool where the dignitaries, Kerry Watkins and everyone, will be seated, and then the ceremony will begin. So it's 8:50 here on April 19th, 2026. 31 years ago, I had just started at News 9.
I was about to say, your reflections on this day.
9 days before the bombing, I started my new job here, and never in my wildest dreams did I think that this would really be the story of a lifetime for my career. And it's a trust that you cannot take lightly as a journalist to cover this story, and that's why we're here this morning. It is still very important for us to tell the story the right way so that we never forget, that we always remember, and we actually do celebrate how the community has the resilience to rise above this. And we aren't defined by the past of something terrible. We're defined by the Oklahoma standard, the pillars of kindness and service and honor. And that's when you see these leaders here who have given their really lives to this memorial and museum, to continue the memory of those we lost and to carry this message of Oklahoma City. It is a beautiful story that only can be told by the people really here in Oklahoma.
The museum did something a little different this year. They held the public day yesterday,
Right.
and actually today, when typically the entire public would be invited in for free, it's going to be closed just to family members, first responders, survivors, as a moment of reflection there at the museum.
And I think the ceremony is about to begin as we hear the bagpipes. The 31st Remembrance Ceremony of Oklahoma City, we remember.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Sunday. I am Chris Fleming, Chair of the Oklahoma City National Memorial Foundation. It is my honor to welcome you to this sacred space on this solemn day of remembrance. Each year, we gather on April 19th with one purpose: to remember. The 168 empty chairs behind me are the most powerful reminder of what was taken from us on this day in 1995. These chairs, simple in form, yet profound in meaning, remind us that absence often speaks louder than words. These chairs represent parents, sons, daughters, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, colleagues, and friends. Their countless stories reflect how our community was changed forever. I believe these chairs also call us to something greater. They remind us that while we cannot change what happened, we can choose how we move forward. Though we still grieve, we are reminded of their love, and the memories remain even 31 years later. We can choose to remember with compassion. We can choose to stand for hope against violence. We can choose to teach this story to the next generations. For many of you, this marks more than 3 decades attending this remembrance ceremony. We thank you for joining us as we honor those who were killed, those who survived, and those changed forever. May this ceremony and what these chairs represent continue guiding us toward a future defined not by the violence of that day, but rather by the service, honor, and kindness that rose in its aftermath, what we now call the Oklahoma Standard. Our memorial mission statement, forever inscribed on the gates of time, remains our cornerstone in shaping the important work being done each day. Here to share our mission statement is Laura Pyatt, survivor from the Journal Record Building, now home to our museum. Laura serves as a memorial trustee and a member of our Conscience Committee.
We come here to remember those who were killed, those who survived, and those changed forever. May all who leave here know the impact of violence. May this memorial offer comfort, strength, peace, hope, and serenity. Please join me in 168 seconds of silence.
Thank you, Laura. We also extend our heartfelt appreciation to First Church for ringing their bells today and for being such a great neighbor. In the aftermath of April 19th, faith became an anchor for countless families, survivors, and first responders. When the pain was overwhelming and answers felt out of reach, faith offered a place to turn, bringing comfort, courage, and the assurance that no one walked this journey alone. In churches, synagogues, mosques, and quiet living rooms across our city, people prayed together, cried together, and stood together. Faith helped us carry what felt unbearable. It reminded us of the power of love and community and gave us the strength to rebuild our lives with hope. Reverend Dr. George E. Young was chaplain at St. Anthony Hospital in 1995, where many of the wounded were taken. He offered comfort, strength, and compassion, and he continues a legacy of service as a pastor at Great Mount Carmel Baptist Church and as a former state senator. We are honored that Reverend Young will deliver today's blessing.
Would you join me in prayer? Thank you, God, for this moment when we remember the events, or particularly the precipitating event that caused us to remember. We remember the losses, the loneliness, the lessons, and the love that helps us to overcome the human want to forget. This moment when we come together to support family, friends, first responders, second responders, and those who walk with us for the long journey, we remember. We remember together to share the burden that is too large for any one of us to bear alone. We need each other. The pain and power of that event is not relived, but is still being felt. The strength that you, God, helped us to muster, to live up to a response that has been given a name, the Oklahoma Standard, a standard that calls us to respond in ways to help others to stand strong. We honor the memories and the spirit of those who call us to never forget and to allow love to continue the work of healing. Thank you, God.
Sometimes I feel like I just keep pretending when I'm slowly going out of my mind. And I feel like you could be the one who would catch me when my wings won't fly. Would you lift me up? Would you lift me up when the world gets cold and it's all too much? Sometimes I need somebody to remind me what I'm made of. When I'm breaking down, running low on love, I need a hand to hold. Wanna feel your touch. Sometimes I need somebody to remind me what I'm made of. And lift me up. I've been acting like a brave heart. I've been playing all their favorite parts, but it's been heavy on my bones. It's been weary on my soul. Would you lift me up? Would you lift me up when the world gets cold and it's all too much? running low on love. I need a hand to hold, wanna feel your touch. Sometimes I need somebody to remind me what I'm made of. And lift me up, would you lift me up when the world gets cold and it's all too much? Sometimes I need somebody to remind me what I'm made of. When I'm breaking down, running low on love, I need a hand to hold, wanna feel your touch. Sometimes I need somebody to remind me what I'm made of. Oh, and lift me up.
Amazing. Thank you, Blessing. In the days and months after April 19th, when words often felt impossible, music became one of our community's greatest sources of healing, creating moments of unity when we needed each other most. From quiet hymns in hospital halls to songs shared at vigils and memorials, music helped us grieve, remember, and begin to hope again. It reminded us that even in the darkest moments, harmony can rise from heartbreak, and that together we can find our way forward. Thank you to Blessing Offer, a 2-time Emmy-nominated artist and 2-time Dove Award winner, for your beautiful performance of Lift Me Up. Your voice and your message inspire audiences around the world, and we are grateful and honored you are sharing your gifts with us today. The coordinated efforts witnessed 31 years ago between our police, fire, and EMSA departments were something you would not see in every city. Their collaborative work made a significant impact on the rescue efforts, and their working together and communication have only strengthened over the years. This unified approach has come to serve as an example to cities evaluating their own disaster response plans. We are grateful for the efforts of our first responders, and we are honored they are part of today's ceremony. Please stand, if you are able, for the raising of colors by the combined honor guard from the Oklahoma City Police and Fire Departments and EMSA, and the singing of our national anthem by Blessing Offer.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Blessing, and thank you to the combined Honor Guard. We are pleased to be joined by several distinguished guests whose leadership and commitment continue to support this memorial and our community. Most importantly, our family members, survivors, first responders, law enforcement, and friends of those who were killed, those who survived, and those changed forever on April 19th, 1995. Also, please join me in welcoming other special guests, and please hold your applause until all are introduced. Special Agent Andrew Barnes, Defense Counterintelligence and Security Agency. Michael Ross, Senior Counsel, Office of General Counsel for U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Assistant Special Agent in Charge, Brian Epps, Drug Enforcement Administration, Oklahoma City. Major Ross Brzezinka, U.S. Army Recruiting Battalion. U.S. Senator James Lankford and Cindy Lankford. Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt and First Lady Sarah Stitt. Getner Drummond, Oklahoma Attorney General. Blaine Arthur, Secretary of Agriculture for the State of Oklahoma and Chair of the Memorial's Conscience Committee. Oklahoma City Mayor David Holt. City Manager Craig Freeman. And members of the Oklahoma City Council and members of the state legislature. They have helped us continue to share our story, and we are grateful for your service and your commitment to this sacred place. Ann Clore Duncan, Vice Chair of the Oklahoma City National Memorial, and Carrie Watkins, President and CEO. Each year, hundreds of thousands of people from across the nation and around the world walk these grounds and visit the museum. Visitors leave inspired by the resilience of our city, reminded of the responsibility we all share to carry forward the story of April 19th. We are accomplishing this with our first-person stories, museum exhibits, and hands-on learning, along with our second Journey of Hope tour featuring our signature program, Better Conversations, now visiting schools in all 77 counties to ensure the next generation learns this story and is better equipped to deal with our differences, helping them understand that what unites us is greater than what divides us. We are grateful for the Department of Agriculture in making this second Journey of Hope tour possible. Remembering is not just about looking back. It's about teaching, inspiring, and building a world where tragedy is never repeated. One way we do this is by joining Thunder General Manager Sam Presti as he brings every new Thunder player and staff through the museum to ensure they know this story and understand our city's history. Many of these great players have taken this mission to heart and want to make sure this story is never forgotten. Today, at Game 1 of the NBA playoffs, they will take time to remember and to share our mission, and we are grateful for this partnership. Today, we look ahead through the work of the memorial's Forward Progress. The vision for this landmark edition builds on the chapter of the April 19th, 1995 story. Forward allows us to invest in preservation, expand educational programming, and harness new technology so that every visitor, no matter their age or where they come from, can understand what was lost, what was learned, and how hope endured. If you approach the memorial from the northwest, you notice the current construction related to forward. We have completed earthwork, all utility work, and have started foundation work, all while keeping the museum open. You will start to see forward come out of the ground in the coming weeks. We are extremely grateful to the men and women working to help get this completed. The memorial and museum remain fully open with every exhibit, gallery, and reflective space that makes this site so meaningful. Our team is committed to ensuring a smooth and respectful experience throughout each visit. Thank you for standing with us as we move forward, and I encourage you to revisit the museum website for continued progress on forward. We now come to the heart of this remembrance ceremony, the reading of the names of those killed on April 19th, 1995. Mothers and fathers, sons and daughters, friends and colleagues whose absence is felt every day. As their names are spoken, we honor their legacies. This sacred act ensures they are never forgotten. We invite you to join us in a moment of quiet reflection as we begin the reading of the names.
We come here to remember those at the Oklahoma Water Resource Board building. Trudy Jean Rigney, Robert N. Chipman. We remember those at the Athenian Building Job Corps. Catherine Elizabeth Ridley, Anita Christine Hightower. We remember rescue worker Rebecca Needham Anderson. We remember those who were killed in the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building, U.S. Secret Service, 9th floor. Alan G. Witcher. Kathy Lynn Seidel. Linda G. McKinney. Mickey B. Maroney. Donald Ray Leonard. Cynthia L. Brown. We remember our friends and family with the Drug Enforcement Administration, 9th floor. Kenneth Glenn McCullough. My older sister, Carrie Ann Lenz, and my nephew, baby, Michael James Lenz III. Rona Lynn Keener Chafee. Carol June Chip Fields. Shelley D. Bland.
We remember those who were killed with the Department of Housing and Urban Development, 8th floor. Clarence Eugene Wilson, Sr. Francis Fran Ann Williams. Michael D. Weaver. David Jack Walker. Jules A. Valdez. Leora Lee Sells. Lanny Lee David Scroggins. My father, Antonio Tony C. Reyes. Dr. George Michael Howard, DVM. Susan Jane Farrell. Kimberly K. Clark. Donald Earl Burns, Sr. David Neil Burkett. Peter R. Avillanosa. Ted L. Allen.
We remember those who were killed with the Department of Housing and Urban Development, 7th floor. Joanne Wittenberg. My grandfather, John Carl Van Ness III. John Thomas Stewart. Terry Smith Reese. Patricia Ann Nix. Betsy J. Beebe McGonnell. James A. McCarthy II. Mary Leisure Renty. Teresa Lee Taylor Lauderdale. Ann Kreinberg. Thompson Eugene Jean Hodges, Jr. J. Colleen Giles. Linda Louise Florence. Judy J. Fro Fisher. Castine Brooks Hearn Devereaux. Diana Lynn Day. Kim R. Cousins. Andrea Yvette Blanton. Diane E. Hollingsworth Althouse. We remember our friends and family with the Department of Housing and Urban Development, 5th floor. Paul Gregory Beatty Brocksterman.
We remember our friends of the U.S. Marine Corps recruiting, 6th floor. Captain Randolph A. Guzman, USMC. Sergeant Benjamin Lorenzo Davis, USMC. We remember those with the U.S. Customs, 5th floor. Claude Arthur Medeiros, SSA. Paul D. Ice, Senior Special Agent. We remember our friends and family with the Department of Agriculture, 5th floor. Rita Bender Long. Carol Sue Khalil. Doris Adele Higginbottom. Richard Dick Cummings. Dr. Margaret L. Peggy Clark. James E. Bowles. Olin Burl Bloomer. As an Army Sergeant, survivor of the Army Recruiting Battalion, it is my honor to read the names of my coworkers. Wanda Lee Watkins. Kayla Marie Titsworth. Dolores D. Stratton. Master Sergeant Victoria Vicky L. Sawn. John C. Moss III. Peggy Louise Holland. Karen Gist Carr. And Sergeant First Class Lola Bowden, U.S. Army. We remember our friends and family with the Department of Transportation, Federal Highway, 4th floor. John A. Youngblood. Johnny Allen Wade. Rick L. Tomlin. Michelle A. Kreinborg Reeder. Jerry Lee Parker. Renata Ann Newberry Woodbridge. James K. Martin. Larry James Jones. Michael Carrillo. Mark Allen Bolte. Lucille Allman Jr.
We remember our friends and family with the Federal Employees Credit Union, 3rd floor. Teresa Jo Mathis Wharton. Virginia M. Thompson. Victoria Jeanette Texter. Karen Hal Shepard. Sonia Lynn Sanders. Christy Rosas. Claudine Ritter. Jill Diane Randolph. Frankie Ann Merrill. Claudette Duke Meek. Kathy Cagle Linen. Valerie Joe Kelch. Alvin J. Justice. Christy Yolanda Jenkins. My sister, Robin Ann Huff, and my niece, baby Amber Denise Huff. Linda Colleen Housley. Sheila R. Gigger Driver, and baby Gregory N. Driver II. Jamie Filkowski Genzer. Kathy A. Finley. Kimberly Ruth Burgess. Woodrow Clifford Woody Brady.
We remember our friends and family with the Defense Security Service, 3rd floor. Robert G. Westbury. Larry L. Turner. Norma Jean Johnson. Peter L. DeMaster. Harley Richard Cottingham. We remember our visitor on the 2nd floor, Scott D. Williams. We remember our friends and family from the America's Kids Child Development Center, 2nd floor. Colton Wade Smith. Chase Dalton Smith. Dominique Reve Johnson London. Blake Ryan Kennedy. Wanda Lee Howell. Kevin Lee Gottschall II. Tevin DeAndre Garrett. Tyler Santoy Eves. Brenda Faye Daniels. JC Ray Coyne. Elijah S. Coverdale. Aaron M. Coverdale. My brother, Antonio Ansara Cooper Jr. Anthony Christopher Cooper II. Dana Leanne Cooper. Zachary Taylor Chavez. Danielle Nicole Bell. Miss Bailey Allman.
We remember our friends and family from the General Services Administration, 1st floor. Michael L. Loudenslager. Stephen Douglas Curry. We remember our friends and family from the Social Security Administration, first floor. Sharon Louise Wood Chestnut. W. Stephen Williams. Julie Marie Welch. Robert N. Walker, Jr. Luther H. Trainer. LaRue A. Trainer. Michael George Thompson. Charlotte Andrea Lewis Thomas. Emilio Tapia. Eula Lee Mitchell. Derwin W. Miller. Courtney J. McCraven. My father, Reverend Gilbert X. Martinez. Robert Lee Luster, Jr. Aurelia Donna Luster. Airman First Class Lakeisha Richardson Levy. Raymond Lee Johnson.
We continue to remember our friends and family from the Social Security Administration, first floor. Jean Nutting Hurlbert. Dr. Charles E. Hurlbert. Thomas Lynn Hawthorne, Sr. Ronald Vernon Harding, Sr. Cheryl E. Hammond. Ethel L. Griffin. Margaret Betterton Goodson. Laura Jane Garrison. Mary Ann Fritzler. Dawn Fritzler. Ashley Megan Eccles. Catherine Louise Cregan. Gabrion D.L. Bruce. Peachlyn Bradley. My grandmother, Carol Louise Bowers. Cassandra K. Booker. Olita C. Biddy. Piola Battle. Calvin Battle. Sandra G. Sandy Avery. Pamela Cleveland Argo. Richard A. Allen. Teresa Antoinette Alexander.
I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I swear that love will find you in your pain. I feel it in me like the beating of life in my veins. I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I know there's gonna be some brighter days. Oh, ashes fall from burning dreams. Oh, never lived through times like these. Oh, if you're trying hard to breathe in the dark, in the dark, I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I swear that love will find you in your pain. I feel it in me like the beating of life in my veins. I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I know there's gonna be some brighter days. Oh, if your screams don't make a sound. Oh, if your arms are crashing down. Oh, if your heart just cries too loud all the time. All the time. Well, I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I swear that love will find you in your pain. I feel it in me like the beating of life in my veins. I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I swear that love will find you in your pain. I feel it in me like the beating of life in my veins. Oh, I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I swear that love will find you in your pain. I feel it in me like the beating of life in my veins. I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I know there's gonna be some brighter days. I know there's gonna be some brighter days.
Thank you to our readers for serving in this meaningful role. The museum is open today for only family members, survivors, and first responders. If you signed up for the 10:45 or 11:30 tour of the forward construction, please meet our team at the construction gate on the Harvey Avenue sidewalk. Our annual reunion brunch will be held in the Center for Education and Outreach. Please enter through the 6th Street doors. And if you have never received a Survivor Tree sapling and would like one, please go to the west sidewalks and look for the table near the glass box. It was a small harvest this year, so if you haven't received one before, please pick one up today. They will go quickly. These are the only available saplings until next spring. And finally, next weekend, we look forward to hosting nearly 30,000 runners from all 50 states and 15 countries as they come to Oklahoma City to run to remember. If you're able, we encourage you to be part of this experience. Come out and volunteer, cheer on the runners, and/or participate in a race. It is a powerful moment of connection as each runner is met with the strength and spirit of this community. As we close today's ceremony, I thank each of you for being here today. Your presence strengthens the promise we made 31 years ago to teach the world that on this sacred ground, we can find common ground. We thank you for joining us for this 31st Remembrance ceremony.
have it, the 31st Remembrance ceremony. As we see the dignitaries walking out, Mayor Holt, the governor, and Senator James Langford, Kerry Watkins there. Really, I think the tone of the ceremony was very appropriate today, a little more subdued, a beautiful spring day, and really just something deeply moving by the singer Blessing Offer, talking about there's going to be a brighter day, and that's really the hope for the city all these years later, and that's truly what Oklahoma City has done.
Absolutely. I love that they mentioned the marathon, which was born out of a way to honor and serve as a tribute, and 30,000 runners now condescending on next weekend in downtown Oklahoma City, running through the streets to remember. What a beautiful tribute. 30,000. I didn't realize that's a huge number.
It's the most I think that we've ever had, and we will be here next Sunday morning. Also, don't forget today we have a big playoff game with the Thunder, and if you wear your shirt from the game today, you can get free admission into the Memorial Museum.
Yeah, they're going to be honoring this day, especially at the game later. We know that local pastor Ronnie Fields will give the invocation. He lost his mother in the bombing, and he's giving that prayer later tonight.
All right, thank you for joining us for the 31st Remembrance ceremony here on News 9. We'll be back through the day. Look for more coverage later on News 9. Have a blessed Sunday.